All right, today we're diving into one of the absolute heavyweights of philosophy, Immanuel Kant's Critique of Pure Reason. Now, don't let the title fool you. This wasn't just Kant complaining about other philosophers. No, he was doing something way bigger. He was putting reason itself on trial, trying to figure out what the human mind can actually know and what's forever off limits. So, how did he try to solve a puzzle that had brilliant minds totally stuck for centuries? Let's get into it.
So this is the question that was keeping philosophers up at night. How can we really be certain about anything? I mean, think about something basic, like a law of science, say gravity. We just assume it works the same way everywhere, for all time. But how do we know that for sure? All we've got is our own limited experience, right? This wasn't just a small problem. It had thrown the entire field of philosophy into a total crisis.
Yeah, so before Kant showed up on the scene, philosophy was completely deadlocked. It was basically this huge intellectual tug-of-war between two big teams, and neither one was getting anywhere. Okay, so on one side, you've got the rationalists. These folks were all about pure reason. They'd say something like, all bachelors are unmarried. And yeah, that's 100% true, it's certain, but it doesn't really teach you anything new about the world, does it? It's just a definition. Then on the other side, you have the empiricists. They said, nope, all knowledge comes from what we see, hear, and touch. And that's great for learning new stuff, but our senses can't give us those universal, always true laws. So here's the deadlock. One side gives you certainty, but no new info, and the other gives you new info, but no certainty. How could you possibly have both?
So because of this deadlock, metaphysics, the study of what's really real, was just spinning its wheels. Kant himself called it a battlefield of endless arguments. While science was making all this amazing progress, philosophy was just stuck in the mud. Something had to change. The whole game needed a reset. It was time for a revolution.
And a revolution is exactly what Kant delivered. He came up with an idea so huge, so game-changing, that he himself compared it to the Copernican revolution. When we figured out the Earth revolves around the sun, not the other way around. It completely flipped our understanding of everything.
So, for basically all of human history, everyone just assumed one thing. There's a world out there, full of objects, and our mind is like a camera or a passive mirror. Its job is just to capture an accurate picture of what's really there. Simple, right? Our ideas are correct when they match reality.
Well, Kant just takes that idea and flips it completely upside down. He asks this amazing question. What if we've got it all backwards? What if, instead of our minds conforming to objects, objects have to conform to our minds? This is huge. It means your mind isn't just a passive camera. It's an active builder, a construction worker, shaping the very reality you experience.
And to explain this, Kant pointed right to the scientific method. He said, look at someone like Galileo. He didn't just sit back and watch things happen. No, he designed experiments. He forced nature to answer his questions. And Kant says our minds do the same thing. We don't just passively observe the world. We go out there with our own built-in rules and force the world to make sense according to those rules. We're not just spectators in the audience. We're the judge, and reality is the witness on the stand.
Okay, so if the mind is an active builder, you got to ask, what tools is it using? What's in its toolkit? Well, Kant said there are two main things we need to look at.
First up, what he called the forms of intuition. The easiest way to think about this is that space and time aren't really out there in the world. Instead, they're like the pre-installed software of your mind. They're the lenses you see everything through, like a pair of glasses that are fused to your face. You can't take them off. You don't just see space and time. You see everything in and through them. It's the only way you can experience anything. And the second tool in the kit, the categories of understanding. So if space and time are the lenses, think of these categories as the brain's built-in organizing software. Your senses are just flooded with raw, messy data, colors, sounds, feelings. The categories are the rules, like cause and effect, or this is one single thing, that take all that chaos and automatically sort it into a world that makes sense. It's the reason you see a ball causing a window to break, instead of just seeing a ball flying and then separately a window shattering. Your mind supplies the connection.
So let's walk through the whole process, step by step. Step 1, a total mess of raw sensations hits your brain. Step 2, your mind instantly runs all that data through its built-in filters of space and time. Step 3, it then uses its organizing rules, the categories, to sort everything into neat little piles. And voila! Step 4, you have a coherent, meaningful experience. You have the world as you know it. Okay, so this whole revolutionary idea that our minds build our reality led Kant to a really powerful conclusion about what we can and, maybe more importantly, what we can't know. And he used this amazing metaphor to explain it.
He asks us to imagine that everything we can possibly know for certain is like a small, safe island. This is the island of truth. It's solid ground. But all around this island is a massive, stormy, foggy ocean, an ocean he calls the region of illusion.
And Kant had special names for these two places. The island, the world we can know and study with science, that's the phenomenal world. It's the world as it appears to us, built by our minds. But the ocean? That's the noumenal world. That's the world of things in themselves, what reality is truly like, totally independent of our minds. And here's the kicker. We can never, ever get there. It's forever beyond our grasp.
So, what exactly is floating around out there in that big, stormy ocean? Well, it's all the big, juicy questions that metaphysics has always tried to answer. You know the ones. Can we prove God exists? Do we really have free will? Is there an immortal soul? Kant's point is that our reason just goes haywire when we try to answer these questions, because our mental toolkit, space, time, causality, it's only designed to work on the stuff on the island. It's useless in the ocean.
So where does this leave us? You might think this is a huge bummer for human reason, but Kant saw it differently. He wasn't trying to destroy reason. He was trying to give it a new, much clearer job description. He was setting new rules for the game.
The big takeaway is this. Reason's most important job isn't to know everything. Its job is to know its own limits. Think about it. By mapping the borders of its own island, reason can be confident about everything inside those borders. It can stop sailing off into the stormy ocean and getting lost trying to answer questions that are fundamentally unanswerable.
And this is where we get to the really beautiful, kind of paradoxical part of Kant's whole project. By limiting what reason can know, he actually saved it. By building a strong fence around the island of science and experience, he also protected the ocean. He made a safe, legitimate space for things like faith, freedom, and morality. You can't prove them with science, but science can't disprove them either. He secured the land of truth without getting rid of the ocean of mystery.
Which, of course, leaves us with one final mind-bending question to chew on. If the world we know and live in is one that our own minds build, then what is real reality actually like? What's out there in the noumenal ocean, beyond our ability to ever perceive it? That, according to Kant, is the ultimate unknown, a profound and permanent mystery right at the center of what it means to be human.